Yeah, Jacob, I was going to bring up the whole Harry Kane, Paul Merson thing because it was interesting. And I think it was funny because in the Brighton game, I think Harry tried a shot within the first 5 minutes or so that just bobbled nowhere near. And it kind of set the tone for kind of that performance on that day. Now, a lot of people would argue and obviously say they don't agree with Paul Merson, but it's hard to not kind of look at that statement that he made and kind of go, well, yeah, when you look at the last two games and the games previously before that, Harry Kane turns up in those previous games and Spurs are scoring 21 goals in 6 games and he's getting assists left, right and centre. All of a sudden, he has 2 games where he doesn't really see much of the ball, doesn't have an impact on that game, and Spurs suddenly don't have a shot on target. So while we disagree, is there some truth in what Paul Merson said that if you can suddenly nullify Harry Kane, you take a lot of what Spurs can do away from him? Because the other players don't seem to be able to go, well, okay, Kane's not on it today, so I'm going to take this on myself and I'm going to be the one that wins us the game. I mean, Son, great player, great goals and assists lately, but he heavily relies on Kane's passing and his assists. Kulusevski has gone quiet in the last couple of games, hasn't really had a creative spark about him. So are we that Harry Kane side that if you stop Harry Kane, you stop Spurs?
I think it is a lot of that, but it's also, I've been saying it for weeks to people that I speak to closely, that when I look at the way we beat Leeds, Newcastle, even when the way we beat Man City, even though Harry Kane's a world-class player and does what he's doing, I've said in every game, as much as I've loved it, he's having it too easy. Like we played against Man City, you look up, you know, these teams are giving Harry Kane 2-3 seconds to pass the ball, but then he's just picking everyone off. So I always said, yeah, if you pack out a midfield against Tottenham, everybody does their job, and you play maybe a false number 9 or something like that and completely pack out that midfield, Tottenham ain't going to know what to do. And the reason why I said that was when we played United, because we played United and I was quite confident against United, but then as soon as they put Matic in, I thought that's what you're supposed to do. Put someone in there that, Matic isn't even world class anymore, but just someone that knows that position and gives Harry Kane another problem to think about. And even though he scored in that game, he was very quiet. But then literally no one's watched United beat us and just thought, oh, we'll just carry on doing what we're doing. So when I looked at that Brighton lineup and they played Salcedo, the other guy, I forgot, is it Mbepu? I can't remember how to say his name, and Basuma. As soon as I saw all 3 of them and they didn't play no Mope or no Welbeck, I was like, we're going to have problems here. And literally, that's what they did. They nullified the midfield. It's to do with Kane, but it's also to do with Conte, because Conte just literally watches Kane not get anything in midfield, and instead of putting him up front, considering he's probably the best striker in the league, he just continues to leave him in midfield, and we've become a one-trick pony. Now, if you look at the way Tottenham play, if you pack out the midfield, the only option that you've got is to play out to the fullbacks. Now, if we had Liverpool's fullbacks, then we'd just beat everybody, because for me, that's the most important positions in football at the minute. But then when you've got Emerson Royal and Reguilon, who are probably our weakest links, and we're literally being forced to go out wide, that's when you don't get no shots on target, because these guys can't cross, as Pat alluded to, they can't pass. They're very weak in the tackle, so they're not going to, if they try to go down the side, they're probably going to get dominated. And you saw not only at Brighton, but at Brentford, that when it was coming out wide, that it was not worth it. So I don't think, I know it's majority to do with Kane not performing, but, Harry Kane's only human. If he's got 3 defensive midfielders around him, he's got Son standing there going, please pass to me, and he's not getting there. And then the only option that Harry Kane gets when he drops deep is the fullbacks, who are our weakest point. Then I don't understand everyone's wondering why we're not getting any shots on target. It's, we've all been saying it on this show, on Ryan's show. We need a creative midfielder, because Kane can only do